Assalamualaikum everyone, hope you all are doing great and welcome back to my YouTube channel, welcome back to your video, welcome back to the lecture. So today once again our another video is out with another interesting lecture and it's something else very crispy, very crunchy and to be listened. Okay, so now today we are gonna go through one other interesting topic, so which is distributive law. So we are gonna go to distributive law and yeah, what is distributive law? As you know, previously we studied in maths about addition and subtraction of rational numbers. So now we're going to study about distributive law. So what is distributive law basically? It's very important for one to know what is distributive law if they want to have a great understanding about it. So basically, I'm gonna teach you this in this video. So for that purpose, you need to like, share, subscribe my channel, and also press the bell icon if you are new one. Okay, so distributive law. So first of all, before coming to what is distributive law, you should know what is a property, because if one doesn't know what is a property, it's very hard for them to study the rest of the part of it. So a property is something that is true for all situations. That means property of square, like if I write here, okay, this is what I wrote. That means property, that if I say it has four equal sides. Now I say this situation, that means actually its four sizes are equal. Look, its four sides, all sides are equal. That means that it's truth, it's said to be truth, that its all four sides are equal. So now here you can see that a property is basically something that is always true for all situations. Now if I say, okay, properties of a square, so a square is has four equal sides. Okay, now that is true, that's true for the situation. And the each side makes a 90-degree angle. That is gonna set be to be said true. That's also true about it, that's true for all situations. Now basically this is a property enhancement. Basically it is something that actually tells the other person that it is said to be true in whatever direction or whatever sense you say about it. So that's basically a property. So I hope so now you understand what is a property. You should need to understand, it's very important for one to know what is a property, because if one doesn't know what is a property, it's very hard for them to study distributive property, because the word distributive and the word property both have to be both have to be revised, both have to be listened, both have to be memorized equally. They both Memorizing both of them is equally important and equally generous. Okay, the distributive property. So what we are going to study about a distributive property, you can say the distributive property as the distributive law. You are using property, it's correct. You are using law, it is correct, because both ways are correct. You can use any of them, it's not going to be wrong. So now we're going to study about a distributive property or the distributive law. The more which is frequently used is the distributive law, but it's not wrong if we say that property, because both law and property are actually really close up to each other. So both can be used, and yeah, both are fine, both set for the direction, both are equally important. Okay, so the word distribute means to give out. That means something you're having and you need to give out that, like distribute 10 cubes to 5 girls equally. Now in this situation we're having 10 cubes. And how many girls we're having? One, two, three, and four, and five. Now we are having, sorry, now we are having 10 cubes and we need to distribute them among 10 girls. Now this is the scenario. We are having 10 cubes and we need to distribute to 10 girls, and that 5 girls, and that should be equal. Now it's also very important for us to keep the number of, wait, sorry, it's also very important for us to keep the number of cubes equal. We need to keep the number of cubes equal as well. Okay, now if we are having 10 cubes, okay, and we are having 5 cards, and we need to distribute them equally. Like no one should get more and no one should get less. All of them should get equal. Like we cannot do that. Okay, yes, we're gonna give someone more, someone less. No, we need to give them all equal. So for dealing with these type of purposes, what we need to do is that we need to distribute the cubes to the girls. Like we're gonna distribute the cube to the girls. Now for that purpose, what we're gonna do is 10 cubes. We are gonna give two to each other, because what we're gonna do is 10 divided by 5, we are gonna get 2. So we are gonna give each cube to two cubes to one girl. So this is basically in the end what we are gonna do. One girl will get 1 cube, 2 cubes. First of all, you're gonna give them one. After distributing one, you're gonna left with 5. Then definitely you know that now you can easily give one to each of them. Okay, and if there would be 11 cubes, and we need to distribute them to 5 girls equally. So what we're gonna do, we are gonna distribute them 10, and the rest one we are gonna have, that is gonna be in a remainder. So this is like basically also a distributive law, because definitely we can't give one more and 4 others are gonna stay empty-handed. This cannot happen. So definitely in this case also we're gonna take one as a remainder, and others all gonna get 2. Okay, so I hope you understand now. Again, I'm explaining you here what we were having. The case was like this, that we were having 10 cubes, and we need to distribute them among 5 girls equally. So for distributing among those 5 girls equally, what we did was that we distributed the cubes to girls. How? We gave first girl to first of all, we distributed one among them all, and then we distributed one more among them, and then we were empty-handed. That means everyone got two. So that means this was distributed accordingly. So like here, first one is gonna get 2, then second is gonna get 2, then third is gonna get 2, then fourth is gonna get 2, and then fifth is gonna get 2. And then after this, we are done with all girls, and every girl has two now, and all of them are happy because all of them got what they wanted. They got equally. Okay, now what is distributive property? It's very important for one to know what is distributive property, because it is very easier, but yet you need a very attentive, you need to be very attentive, because it is actually something that you really need to think about and then answer. So now what is a distributive property? Here it is. Distributive property is one of the most used properties in mathematics. So this is one thing you need to know. That's very important, that it's one of the most used property in mathematics. It is known as one of the most used properties in mathematics, and you can say that it is a very formal use in the era of mathematics. And all the mathematicians which are present now, which are gone, which were present before, which were before centuries, they used this law, this property, for studying different cases in algebra, in rational numbers, integers, for dealing with different types of things. They used it because it basically comes with all of the types of numbers, and dealing with all different types of things that we actually need to. Okay, so yeah, this is understood that distributive property is one of the most used properties in mathematics. Then it is used to simplify and solve multiplication equations. Now again, here I told you this thing, that it is used to simplify and solve mathematician equation multiplication equations. So you should also know this, that we use this also to solve different equations of mathematics. So this is also understood that it's used to simplify means to the lowest form, to bring in something to the lowest form, and the last stage where they can be multiplied, or can be solved, can be evaluated, can be written, can be, simplified. and solve multiplication. Okay, equations. Now what equations means? Where there is an equal to sign, so we need to prove that. So here, for provation of those things, we can use mathematics. Multiplication basically helps us in doing that. And with what thing? With distributive law or property. So now it is used to simplify and solve multiplication equations by distributing the multiplier to each number in the parentheses. Now, how does it? How was it used to simplify and solve multiplication equations? By distributing the multiplier to each number in the parentheses. Now, what we need to do, that whatever multiplier we were having, we need to distribute that to each number in the parentheses. Okay, so we need to first of all this, like, if look here, in this case you're having like, if it's like, okay, this is the equation that we have. Okay, now we need to solve this. Now that is equals to, now first of all we again put brackets, we're going to have multiply by 4, and then again we're going to multiply that with 3. Okay, then what we are going to do is that this is how you're going to do. First of all, you're going to do it with one equation, then you're going to do it with the second one equation. Got it? This is how you're going to deal with it. First of all, we're going to go with the one equation, and then we're going to go with the second equation. Let me write it a bit finer so that you guys can understand it, because I don't think so it's finer. Okay, the example we guys were taking, wait, okay, this was the example we were going with. Okay, so now while going with this example, let me tell you that first of all you're gonna multiply this with this one, and then the second one. So what would it be? 2 multiplied by 4 first, and then that plus, wait, let me write it downwards, then that is equals to 2 multiplied by 4 plus 2 multiplied by 3. Now what will happen? Plus will remain on its place, but the here would be like here 2, that means multiply is present in between there. Now they will be multiplied. Now afterwards they will be multiplied. Okay, so now they will be multiplied. Now afterwards they will multiplied. What we are gonna do now? First of all, let's solve. Okay, so 2 fours are 8. Okay, and 8, now 2 threes are 6. Okay, we get 8 and 6. Okay, now this is the answer. Now yeah, we solved it. Now multiplication process is done. Now look at this, and then adding those products together to get your answer. Now what we need to do is we need to add those products together to get the answer that we want. Now 8 plus 6 gives you what? You need to think about it. 8, now on your fingertips, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. It gives you 14. Got it? This is what it gives you. Now it gives us 14. That means the answer is 14. Or okay, leave or. Okay, the other way, that's not included, but for your for the verification, if you want to do the verification, you can do that step as well, which is that, okay, like here I wrote 2 4 plus 3. Now here what you can do is, first of all you can add these two, you will get 7. Then what you need to do is 2 multiply by 7, because here when you multiply, now you get 40. So now you can recheck your answer like this, that whether your answer is matching what you wrote or not. So hope so this is clear to you, what is distributive property and whole distributive property. Now distributive property has two main points. This property combines multiplication with addition and subtraction. Now, you cannot deal with division and subtraction in this case. You can only deal with addition or subtraction with distributive property. You need to know this, that this property only combines multiplication with addition and subtraction, because multiplication can only combine with addition and subtraction, nothing else. Now here this property is not only deal with addition and subtraction, you need to know that it will combine with multiplication to deal with addition and subtraction. Now this is set already. Now to multiply a sum or difference, okay, so, to multiply a sum or difference, multiply each number within the parenthesis by the number outside the parenthesis. Now, what we need to do is to multiply a sum or difference. Now, here we need to multiply the sum or difference. So, what we need to do is we need to multiply the number within the parenthesis with the number outside the parenthesis. Now, here you guys can see that here we get this as 3, 2 plus 9 6. So what you need to do is, first of all, you need to multiply 3 with 2, and then you need to multiply with 3 with 6. So this is how you're gonna work out. Again, let's solve this for getting the right answer. So as you know, this is what we got. Now here it's been said to, what we need to do is that this one, the outer one within parenthesis, is gonna be multiplied with the inner one in the parenthesis once. Okay, now here we're gonna get this. Okay, so then what we're gonna do is, like, we're gonna combine that. Now 3 multiplied by 2 plus 3 multiplied by 6, we're gonna get here 6 plus 18 and 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Okay, we're gonna get 24. Now here the answer is 24. Now the final answer that's coming with us is 24. Now, okay, now in the other way, you guys can see that what we can do is k, here 2 plus 6 plus 2 gives you 8, and 8 multiplied by 3 gives you 24. Now here, for your checking of the answer, because it's definitely important, you're gonna do this step. Okay, sorry. Okay, here it's always also solved, so let's check it out. Okay, 3 2 plus 6. Okay, so distribute the 3 to both numbers inside of the parentheses by multiplying. Again, what I said, you need to multiply that. Now 6 plus 18 will give you 24. So this is how you're gonna do it. Now have a look on it, and then you're gonna understand it. Okay, for the last time I'm explaining you what you need to do over here. It's very well set now. Okay, so what we need to do over here is that, first of all, we need to multiply something outside the parenthesis with inside the parenthesis once. Then after multiplying them, we're gonna add the both number to get the sum for rechecking, for verification. First of all, we can add the inner something present inside, then multiply with the number present outside, and then we're gonna get the verification. And again, I'm telling you that this case, this rule, this distributive law is only work with is going to combine with multiplication over addition and subtraction. It's not gonna deal with division or division. Okay, yeah, if I mistakenly said division or subtraction, I'm sorry, because I don't know I said or not, but actually it's gonna deal with subtraction. I'm sorry if I said that it's not gonna deal with subtraction. It is actually gonna deal with subtraction. Mistakenly, maybe I have told you about that. Okay, now use the distributive property. You should know how do we use the distributive property. Now, the everyday meaning of the word distribute is to give out from one to several. Now that means that out of something that is much, from one to several. Now something you're having that's one, you need to distribute it among several. That means you need to distribute it among a lot of people. You need to distribute it among too much people. So now this is the everyday meaning of the word distribute. That means to give something out from one to several. So this is distributing, like you distribute toffees, candies, and different dairy products, like candies, cheese, snacks, etc. So this is what you distribute in your everyday day. So that means this is what you distribute. Now look at the given value of the following expressions, like 2, 5 plus 8, which equals to 2 multiplied by 13 or 26. Now it's same as equals to like 2, 5 plus 2, 8, which equals 10 plus 16 or 26. Okay, next. Since both expressions equal 26, 2, 5 plus 8 is equals to 2, 5 plus 2, 8. Now, with this property, a product can be changed or a sum difference. This idea is illustrated by the divided rectangle below. Now, here you can see this rectangle presents, and here we are having 2, 2, and then after here we're having 2, 2, here we're having 5, here we're having 8. So this is basically what I just explained you. This is basically the value of the following expressions shown. Now let's recap the distributive law. Okay, now let's recap the distributive law. The distributive property involves both the operations of addition and multiplication. Again, I'm telling you, it's very important for you to know that it involves the operations of addition and multiplication as well as subtraction. So you should know this, that what does it involve. Again, I'm telling you, the distributive property basically combines with multiplication and for ordering the addition and the subtraction process. Is not the division process. The division process does not takes place in the distributive law, because until as I've studied, I don't think so it takes place. Maybe it does, but according to me it does not takes place. Okay, so next, okay, what does distributive law says? Now distributive law or distributive property says that the sum of two or more addends multiplied by a number gives the same answer as distributing the multiplying each addend separately and adding the product together. Now what does it means? Like the sum of two or more addends multiplied by number, like 2 plus 3 multiplied by 3. Now first, 5 plus 2 means 7, multiplied by 3 gives you 21. And if you do like distributing the multiplying each addend separately, like 5 plus 2, now 5 multiplied by 3 then plus 2, like the thing I explained you, it's same as that. For the verification, the tip I gave you, it is same as that. So that means 15 plus 6, now that's 21. So both are said to be both are said to be same, and both gives you the same answer. Now this is what I explained you. For the verification one, you can use this one as well. So I told you, yes, you can use this one. Okay okay so now steps to apply distributive law. Now what are the different steps, different ways you can apply the distributive law, because there are also different usage ways where you can apply the distributive law. So 3 steps to using the distributive property method. Now distributive property steps are like 6. 2 multiplied by 6 plus 3 is equals to 18. Or distributing the multiplier, or for distributing the multiplier, it's gonna be like 2, 6 plus 2, 3. Now you need to find the multiplier. So like what I'm gonna do next is like okay, now what I'm gonna do next is like I am gonna first of all 2 multiplied by 6, then 2 multiplied by 3. I'm gonna do 2 multiplied by 6 will give me 12, and 2 multiplied by 3 is gonna give me 6. Now 12 plus 6, wait, I need to solve it. 12, I'm bad at maths, guys. 6, 7, 8, 18. Okay, we're getting 18. So now here we're gonna get 18 as the final answer for us. Okay, and then we need to multiply simply. Now 12 plus 6, 18. Now we're gonna get 18. Add or subtract, whatever we need to do, we're gonna get 18. Now this is the answer of ours. Now it's well known that it's the answer. Now we know about it, it's our answer. So this is how you can do that. This is how simple it is. It's very simple. One thing you need is like you need to have focus, you need to have interest, you need to build up an ambition to know about it. Then it's gonna be very easy. I'm gonna love it actually. because it's quite easy, quite simple, quite relaxing, quite simple to study as well. Okay. Now, the distributive property is mental math strategy that can be used when multiplying. Like, look, another example. Like, it's a very mental math strategy that can be used by multiplying. Now, it helps you while you are multiplying. Now, this is a property that will help you out whenever you're facing confusion while multiplying something. Now, this is, and benefit of it. Okay, now let's do it. Now, 53 multiplied by 6 now. For doing 53 multiplied by 6, now what you're going to do is 53 multiplied by 6. Okay, sorry. For this purpose, what you're going to do, wait. Now, you can simply root like 53 multiplied by 6. 6, 3 lines. 88, 1 carry, 31. So 318. Now we know that it is 318. But the other way to solve this is like 53 multiplied by 6. Now first of all, you're going to break apart the two-digit number. Now first of all, what you're going to do is you need to break apart the two-digit number. So this is the very first step you're going to do, in which you're going to break apart the two-digit number. Like here, 50 plus 3. No, this is two-digit number. We're going to break apart it. 53, that means 50 plus 3, 53. Now this is what we're going to get after breaking down the two-digit number. Again, it doesn't mean that it's going to be like 53 plus 6. No. The two-digit number that is present with us, we are going to break down that. Now 53, how you're going to know that which one you're going to do, because here it's 0 and then here it is 10. Now tens means multiply by, tens means multiply by 10, that means 50, because 5 multiplied by 10 gives you 50. No, it's 50 plus 3 at once, and 3 means multiply by 1, that remain 3, that means 50 plus 3. Now this is what we are gonna get. Now we are done with 50 plus 3. Now after that we need to multiply each part by 6. Now each part, like now we are having two parts of it, we are gonna forget 6. Okay, now we forget 6, we were having 6. Now because 6 was present over here already, what we are gonna do is like we're gonna get that 6, we're gonna take that 6 and we're gonna multiply each part by 6. Now first of all, first part was with us was 51 part. Then the second one part which was present with us was 3 1 part. Now these were two different parts. Before adding them, we are gonna do multiply by 6. You don't need to add 50 plus 3 and then you get 53 and then multiply by 6, because it is same as that one. So first you need to split part them and then you need to multiply them. Then after multiplying this step, after this step, what you're gonna do is like before adding them, you're gonna multiply them by 6, so that in the final answer you don't get the same result as what was present upside already. And then it's wasted of time, because definitely the thing that was present already upwards, you're just gonna write that downwards, so there's gonna be no impact, no change on your answer, on your final answers that you're gonna write. Okay, now what do you need, that now find sum of products. Now in the next step you're going to find the sum of products. Now here 50 multiplied by 6, we're going to get 306 multiplied by 3, you're going to get 18. Now after getting 100, 300 plus 18, you're going to find the product of these both. So now after finding the product, like 300 plus 18, 813. Now you are gonna get 318. So 53 multiplied by 6 gives you 318, and this is the final answer of it. Okay. Now in this example, the 7 was distributed. Now here in this is another example that is present with us, and in this example we need to distribute 7. Now here we are having 7 multiplied by 46. Now this is 7 multiplied by 46 that is present with us, and here we need to distribute it. Now 7 multiplied by 46 means 7 multiplied by 40 plus 6. Then what we're going to do, first we're going to multiply 7 with 40 and then we're going to multiply 7 with 6. Now differently, this is how distributive property works, or this is the law of distributive property. Then what we are going to do, we're going to, like after that, breaking the brackets. 7 multiplied by 50 is going to be in 40, is going to be in one bracket, and then 7 multiplied by 6 is going to be in one bracket, and in between them we're going to have the addition sign, which we're going to perform after some time. Now Now here we are done. Now what we need to do next is like very simple. We need to split apart, like now how will we split apart them now. 40 multiplied by 7, we need to solve it. It's already solved, but I'm going to do that. 40 multiplied by 3 is 7. 0 is gonna come here, and 4 sevens are 28, so 28, so 280 is gonna come here, and then 7 multiplied by 6. Now you know it's 42, it's very simple. Okay, so now we are having 280 plus 42. Okay, now this is 280 plus 42 is present with her. Now in between these both we were having an addition sign. So now what we're gonna do is this addition sign, we are gonna add both of them, 280 plus 42, and as a whole, like plus 42 2 9 wait, here we having 42 now. I forgot it. Okay, 2 8 9 10 11 12. Okay, it's also gonna be 2 1 carry and 3, so 332 is the final answers that we got. Okay, now let's state the distributive property. So now what is the let's state the distributive property, what does it means? I'm going to tell you about it. Okay, okay, so distributive property of multiplication over addition or subtraction. So for any three rational numbers, now q over r, s over t, and a or b, where r, t, and b are not equals to 10, that means which are rational numbers, then q over r, like now multiply. Now here you're gonna, no, here when you want to multiply it by s over t plus it a or b, that means that q or r multiplied by s over t and then plus q or r multiplied by a over b, and the same goes with the subtraction one. So basically this is how you can say this is a distributive property. Now it's the same thing, a over b is like it's the same thing as a b plus c, that is equals to a multiplied by b plus a multiplied by c. Now it's same as this thing, but here what we're taking is rational numbers in the form of fraction. The addition numbers are like this. So yeah, this is the only difference in between them. Now let's learn the verification of the property. Now for the verification, the very first step is like you need to take the LHS of the given statement, solve and simplify it. So it's very important. Now here LHS means the left hand side, and then since the second step we need to take the RHS of the given statement and solve it and simplify it. Now in first two steps, first of all we're gonna solve the LHS, then the RHS. Now these are, LHS means left hand side and then RHS means right hand side. So first we're going to solve the left hand side and then the right hand side. Now in between there is an equal to sign which has that the part before that or starting with is the left hand side, and the part which is ending of the part next to that is the right hand side. Now we need to solve that, we need to simplify that. In the simplest form it can be converted. Now step 3, what is going to be our step 3? Now in step 3 we need to compare LHS and RHS and give the result if two sides are equal or not. Now we're gonna tell that whether like it's gonna be like hence prove that yeah LHS is equals to RHS, and then we need to rewrite the given statement again in the end, like with a statement which is given to be like the would be present like equals to 1. We are gonna give that equation, we need to give that statement back again. Now it will happen that definitely it would be true, but if the very the common thing over here is like if you're not getting good answer, that or even if you're not getting two same answer, that means you have made a mistake and you can correct that mistake. Now you need to confirm an answer which one you think is correct, and definitely you need to work upon it, you need to find a correct answer which one else you think, you know, you need to find that. Now here it's sort of like here's some ways where it's solved, and that's it. Hope you like today's lecture. Bye bye, take care and Allah Hafiz everyone.